Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and I gotta say one time real quick. Brady is the greatest of all time. How about those Pats? Anyway, moving on to World of Tanks. You guys asked for it, so here it is. My absolute comprehensive last time ever gonna do this. The T92. Now, what makes this vehicle special? Well, only one thing. One thing only. It has the largest gun in the game at 240 millimeters. That's it. That's what makes this gun, or this tank, special. It's not actually a tank, it's a self-propelled gun. My M55 is a tank because it's enclosed. This is not enclosed, that makes it not a tank. Anyway, beyond that, you guys also asked for me to compare the two between the M55 or the M53, whichever you prefer, and the T92. Now the T92, like I said, only has one thing going for it, and that is the biggest gun in the game. Now the biggest gun in the game, and I only shoot super juicy rounds out of it. Why? Because this gun rarely ever actually hits its target, so you need all of that extra splash radius you get with the juicy rounds, which is what I call them. That's the name that I made up for them, and some other people in the Bulls Brigade have adopted as super juicies. They used to call them, they call them pretty much any premium shell hatchets. We take a shot, we splash the T30 right there. Hopefully that was close enough to do some significant damage. And that's the beauty of the T92. The T92 does not have to hit you to do damage. If it hits within 20 feet of you, you're going to feel it. I mean, anything from 500 to 700 damage and splash. Alright, and depending on if you have less armor, it could be more than that. I've splashed people for over 1,000. In fact, one game on, I believe it was Corellia, on the backside of that mountain, I managed to splash 6 tanks with one shot. That's rare. You don't get there very many opportunities to do that. I can barely talk. I'm so excited I can't help it. Brady just won his 5th, securing the GOAT. I can't help it. I'm losing my mind. You guys should have heard me. I'm losing my voice too because I was screaming so much at the end of that game, and when we put it in, it's amazing. Anyway, back to tanks. Now you might see that I am in an arty platoon, and that is big minivan. Now I do believe that we have deluxe bullet in here as well, and that is the real deluxe bullet, not big minivan being deluxe bullet, because big minivan is actually here. So this is the real deal. And Deluxe Bullet is over on the hill on the far right, and he's trying to hold it, and there we get our first kill of the game. And he's going to come under fire real quick here and end up with lots of tanks shooting at him. But I am also in kind of a competition with Big Minivan. Alright? Me and Big Minivan decided, you know, and this is not the first game, trust me. We went like 2 or 3 games into this, and there he gets his kill. Well, this one's mine then. I guess that secures which one I'm shooting at, and that's what exactly I told him. So in that case, come on, baby. Shot out. And there's 563. Alright. So we decided to see, because he believes that the Conqueror gun carriage is the better of the 2 tanks, and I disagree wholeheartedly as a person who owns both. I hate both of them. Don't get me wrong. I am not a big fan of the T92. I think that it has an absurdly large cannon that's not very useful, except in very particular situations. It lacks the mobility that the M55 has. It lacks the traverse on the gun. Oh, M103, I've got to stop him, and Big Minivan tracks him with 1,000. Shot out. And M103 gets deleted. That's what happens when 2 tier 10 arties set their sights on you. You don't last long. Alright, he's lucky he lived through the first shot, let alone the second one. There was no way. Now what we just did is we defended Deluxe Bullet right there. Now he's against one tank that we can see, and a Waffentrager Alpha E100 is at the end of the tracks here. And that is about as juicy a target as I could ever ask for. And I can still see him firing, and he takes out Deluxe Bullet. I also saw their arty fire, so guess what? T92 counter battery on the way. Just stay put, baby. It'll be there in a minute. And there's the kill. And not only a kill, it didn't splash him. That hit him directly. That was a good shot. So anyway, back to the comparison. All right, so the difference between the Conqueror gun carriage and the T92 is the Conqueror gun carriage has a mortar rather than a gun. And the mortar is 230 millimeters, so it's smaller than the T92. It lacks the range that the T92 has, and it lacks the extra splash damage. Now, you can see he's done okay as far as his tank, and I've done pretty good as far as my tank, and this is going to be a pretty decent match for both of us. And it's going to come down to the wire and really show you that both of these are pretty much, yeah, alright? But back to the original reason I made the video. And this is why I was trying to make the video, is because you guys asked for a comprehensive end of discussion, which is better, T92 or M55. Now you see I get detected right there. And I shoot, I get a splash on 2 different targets. That's good. But I got detected, and there are 2 arties against me. So I move up until I'm not detected anymore, and then I start backing up to get out of there. Alright? So, the M55 has a lot of good points that I've mentioned before, and those points are very, very valid. The points would be, it's extremely mobile for an artillery. Alright? And by extremely mobile, I mean it literally will do shot out. Yep. We managed to not kill him. We do 16 damage with a T92 splashing 3 feet in front of him. That's kind of messed up, wargaming. But anyway, so the M55 is extremely mobile, has a good alpha damage gun with the 8-inch howitzer, or a very good rapid-fire 155mm in the M53. You get 60 degrees of gun oscillation. You also get a more accurate gun. Even with the big gun, it's more accurate than the T92 by quite a bit. I believe now it is 0.84 on the dispersion shot out, and we splash him and track him. And then it also reloads 10 seconds faster than the T92. Even with all the perks and everything to make it better, it's still 10 seconds faster than the T92. So 9 times out of 10, the M55 will out-damage a T92 in a match. And it'll also get you out of trouble. Now, it also weighs 47 ton when loaded. So 47 ton that can go 55 kilometers an hour, when you've shot somebody, you have the ability to ram them in certain situations, which comes in handy. You've seen me kill people a couple times with it. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where you got to think, and it comes down to preference, but personally, I would rather have, there's the kill on the M55, I would rather have the M55 11 times out of 10 than a T92 or a Conqueror gun carriage. Now, 5,700 damage, 4 kills, top of the leaderboard, with Big Minivan coming in 4th with 5,102 kills. So that's pretty good for both of us, but as we saw, T92 comes out on top. That means I win that battle. So if you like what I'm doing, punch that like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.